Welcome to Let the Quran Speak. I'm Sophia, your host. We're in the middle of an exciting series called Misunderstood Quranic Verses, where we look at verses that are commonly understood in one way, but could be better understood in another way. Today, we're looking at verse 80 from chapter 18, and we're continuing the story of Khidr and his encounter with Moses and some of the actions that he does. One of the actions is particularly troubling, the killing of a boy. We want to understand what is God's wisdom in that moment. With me is Dr. Shabir Ally. Dr. Shabir, welcome to Let the Quran Speak.
Pleasure to be on.
Let me read to you a translation of the verse, Dr. Shabir, and it goes like this. And as for the lad, his parents were believers, and we feared lest he should oppress them by rebellion and disbelief. This is the Pickthall translation, Dr. Shabir. And I guess the whole story has been a little bit confusing for Muslims. How do you understand that this boy, because of some future actions that he could have committed, is being killed now by this servant of God, Khidr? So maybe you can take over from there, Dr. Shabir.
Yeah, in our commentary on some previous verses, within the story of Moses and Khidr, we explained that Khidr, this mysterious sage that Moses meets on the path, must have been an angel. So his taking the life of the boy would be similar to the fact that people live and die all of the time, all by the command of God, carried out by the angel. So angel of death takes the souls of human beings. And by the angel of death, we don't mean just only one angel, but could be the angel of death who is known by that title and his whole retinue of assistants who do that work along with him. So in that case, this much is clear that this is not like a violent act. This is just what normally happens. It's a natural, you can say, passing or phases of life that people go through. But of course, some people die young, some people die in old age. As for this boy, the question was discussed in commentaries on the Quran about like the wisdom of God behind this whole thing. Like, first of all, what is meant by ghulam, that we just simply translated lad or boy? So this could be, even as we explained previously, somewhere, maybe in early teens. The word ghulam itself, which can be translated boy, could actually mean a mature boy, which means that he is past puberty and he is now responsible for his or her deeds. So on that assumption, let's say we think of him as a responsible adult, well then he would be responsible for his crimes, but then we have to ask, okay, for what crime is he being killed? Mm-hmm. Moses in the story had protested in saying, qatalta nafsan zakiyatan, are you killing a pure boy? Mm-hmm. You have killed a pure boy, بغير نفس, without him actually having killed somebody else. So you're not doing this in retaliation. It's not a response for murder or retaliation for murder. So why are you killing this innocent person? So then the commentators on the Quran, assuming that he must have been in his past maturity and therefore responsible for his crime and being justly killed for a crime, they have to now posit a certain crime of his. So maybe the crime was, they would say, hiraba or highway robbery, which in Islamic law could be punishable by death, a classical Islamic law. But then, of course, this is an assumption, and you have to assume all of these things. To me, the simpler assumption is that he was a younger boy, not yet mature, and killing him would be an act of mercy, in that it is projected that if he continues along the trajectory that he has been following, or whatever the experiences that he has already gone through, given the trajectory of his development as an individual, the character that is being formed as this person, this would be very difficult for his parents. So, as Khidr explained, فَخَشِينَا أَن يُرْهِقَهُمَا طُغْيَانًا وَكُفْرًا. We were afraid that he would be oppressive towards his parents through rebellion and disbelief. فأردنا أن يبدلهما ربهما خيرا منه زكاة وأقرب رحمة. And we intended that his Lord will put in his stead for his parents another child who will be purer and more merciful towards his parents. This is an act of mercy to the child, because had he been allowed to live on and become the character that he was becoming, he would commit wrong, and then he would suffer for his wrong in the life hereafter. But by taking his soul as a child, God has been merciful to him in that, according to the majority of Muslim scholars, when a child dies before reaching puberty, that child will definitely be in paradise. So his eternal salvation is ensured by taking his life early. And so the wisdom and the justice of God's action or his command to the angel Khidr to take the soul of the child, this is seen, his wisdom and his justice.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you, Dr. Shabir.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Muslim Media Hub, the new home of Let the Quran Speak.
Here we spread positivity and good. We help people experience the beauty of Islam and help them appreciate and understand Muslims.
This beautiful building we purchased at cost $2.3 million.
Yeah, we've already raised a third of that money, and with your help, inshallah, we can pay off the rest.
So we're looking for people who can give $1,000 each. If you can be part of the select group, that's amazing.
Otherwise, just please give whatever you can. Every dollar counts.
It's our collective responsibility to share the message of Islam with our fellow human beings. Please help us continue this good work.
It's a sadaqah jariyah, something that will continue to be a benefit to the Muslim community long after Safiya and I are gone.
Please support our work at muslimmediahub.com.
Your support is zakat eligible and tax deductible.
May Allah bless you and your loved ones today and always. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.